Thank you so much. Now we'll start. This was like a very formal introduction, and now I just wanted to share behind the scenes what uh, about my introduction because from a student perspective, I really feel the student perspective a lot because I was also a student just a few years ago, and also in my job also we keep learning. Like in music, there's no end to learning, right? So we keep learning from each other and all that. So um, I just want to share a few years ago how things were in my life so that maybe you could like relate to some of these things and fix some of these things earlier than me. It took me like 6 7 years to fix many of these things, but now as things go it gets smoother and smoother. So like in the beginning, as you can see, like I've written there that at every stage of my life I was confused. I was extremely shy and had lots of anxiety issues. I used to feel like if someone told me something, then I used to keep thinking about the same thing for days. And sometimes a week used to pass and I'm just, you know, thinking within myself. I used to not really react outside because I was very shy, but I used to, keep it within myself and just sulk within myself many times. So, I had all these kind of issues and um, I was very shy because of this, because I used to care too much about what other people would think about me, other people's opinions about me. So I was introduced to UHV, and I was exploring some of these things, but not really in that much detail, just in a brief way, because I was not really sure if this is going to help or not, and that was the thinking at that time. And at that time, one of the proposals really struck when I was in third year and fourth year of college, mostly in final year. It struck about prosperity. So, like in UHV, the description of prosperity is not being satisfied with what you have, but it's about the feeling of having more than required. So that feeling is it's a feeling, right? It's not related to how much you actually have. So that really opened my eye about what exactly prosperity means. Like it's more to do with the feeling of having more than required. It's not really about how much you have. So once I felt this, then I felt like, okay, you need money, of course. You need to live comfortably. You need money, but how much do you need, and what do you need it for? So these kind of questions started coming in my mind, and I was slowly like getting the hang of this whole concept. So I was still confused. I was still confused about what my purpose of life is and what am I supposed to do here. Like that was still there, but I was I was at least a little more, I at least got this one thing that uh, you don't need that much. You need money to live comfortably, but there's a cap which you can put on it and you can set your own cap. So this gave me a lot of comfort, and this gave me a lot of freedom. So at that time, uh, I was just finishing college, and then I got a job also. I got a Tata job, which is considered a good job also after mechanical engineering. So I did that job also for 7 or 8 months. But after that, I was like, it it wasn't very satisfying for me somehow. And then I changed job. I went to another job, worked there for another 4 months, and then I used to feel like I don't fit in anywhere. I felt like engineering itself may not be for me, and I thought like music is something which I can do well. So why not make a studio, or why not do something to earn a good living with that? So at that time, that's what happened then. Studio was made, and parent support was always there at that time. I mean, it's always been there. I'm just saying at that time it was especially very noticeable because in that confusion stage and all that, you have lots of uh, depression kind of thoughts, right? So at that time, it was a very critical phase. Like I was very vulnerable, or you can say that way. So at that time, this studio thing happened, and it started very small. We started taking some small projects and small things, and then slowly bigger artists came, and then a short film started, then TV ad started, and then it kept going like that because the work was good. People used to keep coming back, and things kept going from there. So I kept learning the skills also on the job. So that's why like I'm always a student. I feel like I'm always a student. Even now I'm seeing tutorials on YouTube how to do this, how to do that. So you feel like you're always in that student kind of phase. So that's how that phase was. And in September 2020, which is just a few months ago, we launched this online store. It's hardly a few months old, and there's another person working with me, and then we're hiring some people to make some of the digital products for the store, and all that is happening. So I could never have imagined all this stuff a couple of years back, because I was like a totally different kind of person. I didn't have any confidence to do any of these kind of things, and even talking to people, getting this deals and doing all this stuff, it was like I thought I can't do any of this kind of stuff. And then in 2019, I got a little more into making my own music, because I thought I'll share this kind of stuff with people. I'll share thoughts with people through music. So that was the idea. That was when I started releasing music videos on YouTube. And during this phase, I was still exploring. I'm always exploring, because there's no end to the exploring, right? Like, even if you see the proposals, the UHV proposals, there's so much depth in each thing. And once you go deeper and deeper, you realize that, you don't know much about it. You're just exploring. So you're always exploring. And so the idea is now to use music to express all this stuff. So in your creative practice sessions also, it's like, if you can use music or dance or drama or painting or something to express your feelings, then it gives you a lot of satisfaction that you're able to say something which you might not have the guts to say otherwise, or you might not, you might not know how to say it also otherwise. There's so many things which you can't say through words, but through paintings and through music, it just clicks. Something just clicks for the other person, for who you're telling. So that's how this happened. And always say that the family was always supportive, and even if there are differences of opinion, I felt like we have one common goal. And we might do it through other means, like through different means, like through education or through health or through music, as long as I mean, it's like we're always doing it with different skills, but at the same time we're having the same kind of goal. So that makes it really comfortable within the family. So then there are no fights, no arguments, nothing happens like that, because it's all very comfortable, and the understanding between each person in the family is so smooth that that getting angry kind of stuff never happens now. I mean, it's close to zero. It used to happen like once or twice in a month. Some small issue, small thing used to happen. Used to get a little upset here and there. But then now you see, it's much smoother, because all of us have been working on these proposals and been exploring, been keeping the awareness of things. So within the family, at least, it's become more comfortable. And our interaction with other people also, it's more comfortable than before, because of all these inputs from UHV, and because of meditation, yoga, all this together helps in all this. Um, so this, I just wanted to tell people, especially, that if you're suffering from stuff like depression and anxiety, then there is a way out. And if you just pay a little bit of attention on what is going on inside the mind, then all this can be solved, and like the life after that can be really beautiful. So that's what I wanted to say here. And the shift is a slow process, so it does take time. Like for me, it took 6 7 years, but I just wanted to share all this just so that it might take you less time. Because if it takes you less time, it'll give me a lot of satisfaction, because it'll feel like this session was worth it, maybe. So like that. And in the last line, I just wrote that it's almost as if there were cobwebs in my mind, and I'm slowly cleaning them up, because it's like there are so many thoughts and so many things going around in the mind, and once you start looking at each one of them, then you realize whether you need to think of that or not. You don't. If you don't need it, you just throw it out. Earlier, it's it was hard to even throw out stuff. Like if there's a thought coming, then it used to keep coming, and I wasn't able to do anything about it. But now it's like, if a thought is coming, you just evaluate it. Is it right for you? Is it not right for you? If it's not right, you just try to throw it out. It takes maybe a few minutes, few hours, it might take sometimes, but then you try to throw it out, it goes out now. So that feels much more comfortable because you have much more open space then within your mind. And now we can take questions on UHV and creative practices. So that was all I wanted to say from my side about, I don't want to focus too much on myself. I want to focus more on how my journey can help you. So with that, I'll close this part of it. And now just wanted to discuss and take any kind of questions or feedback or comments about UHV or creative practices either. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Anand Raj.
Yes, ma'am.
Very
Good
well.
evening, sir. Sir, my name is Anand Raj and I am from Shivalik College of Engineering. Sir, my question is that, sir, sometimes we don't really know what is it that has caused us depression, and so we don't really know how to express it, sir. So, sir, what to do about it? Because you don't really know what has caused it to you.
Yeah, so it could be many things actually. That in the end, only you'll know actually what is causing it. But to know, you can just try to be aware of your thoughts. Like, what is going on in your thoughts? That is of primary importance. I mean, if you want to try to see what is causing it. So, first, try to figure out what you're thinking about. What
Okay.
is the thought which is recurring, which is going on, coming again and again? And once you find that, then you'll see which of those thoughts are really causing the problem. And then when you find those thoughts, then you go to the root of that, like go to the root of why those thoughts are coming. Those thoughts must be based on some desire or some, something behind that must be there. So then you try to see what that was. And then once you get that desire, then you try to link that with your natural acceptance. Is that naturally acceptable for you or no? If that desire is not naturally acceptable for you, then you know that that is the problem. That desire is your problem. And to fix that, you have to see what is motivating that desire. Is it coming because of preconditioning, sensation, or from your natural acceptance? Like, you just explore where it's coming from. And
Okay.
after that, you'll see where it's coming from. And then, if it's coming from preconditioning, then reevaluate that preconditioning. If it's coming from sensation, then if it's coming from sensation or preconditioning, actually, sometimes it is hard to resolve these things. So then you take help of things like meditation and yoga, because um, they can do certain things which go a little bit beyond logic. So your logic can go only till some point, and after that you have to use some other methods to clear the things completely.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So, one
Thank you.
more question I have to ask.
Yeah.
Sir, my question is that, sir, how to communicate about your depression, sir? Because when you communicate about your depression to your family members, sometimes they don't understand what is it. Don't take it lightly. They take it lightly, sir. So, how to express to them that is not something very simple, or we should let it go. That's my question, sir.
Um yeah, it can be hard to express, but then um, you can maybe find a creative way, like through arts, these kind of practices, or else you can try to say it in a way that will move them, in the sense, what is important for them. You see that first. If
Yes,
you
sir.
show them something which is important for them, then they will pay more attention to it. So you can probably like explore what the like how to say this through a way which is important for them. I
Okay,
don't know
sir.
if that's clear, but I'm trying to say that for the parents, certain things are very important, right? So
Yes, sir.
try to link your thing with that, and try to um, bring it in that narrow field, and then express. So then they'll be more open to listen. That's one thing. And the second thing is that if you're more responsible within the family, and you're working as one cohesive unit, then everybody's concerns will be addressed automatically. That's one more thing.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Arjunji, namaste. This is Umesh.
Namaste.
Yeah, Niharika has a question for you on the YouTube live. I'll read that question for you.
Sure.
I want to ask that were you here even if your family didn't support you like they did, or you would continue your previous job?
Actually, to be honest, the situation was like this, that I was in this Tata job, and job was actually very good. There was nothing wrong with the job, but I was not able to, like, as a person, I'm a very kind of, I like to have freedom. I don't like rules and all that. So I wanted to be more free. And like I had asked for Diwali vacation for a few days, 1 week and all. They didn't give. I still went for vacation. I used to do things like that. So at some point, uh, I felt like I don't want to continue. I definitely don't want to continue. And because of all these other issues, also this anxiety and this tension and all these things, because of all this, I was also kind of very frustrated. So at that time, I was even considering suicide for that matter. And that was many years back. But I was considering that also as a possibility. And of course, I didn't do that. But I went till the top of the building, but I didn't do anything after that. And I called my parents and I said that I want to quit the job and I'm going to quit. Whatever happens, I'm going to quit. And I've thought about what I'm going to do also, because I want to quit and I want to do something else. I'm just not going to quit and not do anything, because I will do music. That was decided. And how to do all that was not known. I had no idea of how we can do it and what to do next. And I had no idea of all this. But then I definitely knew that I want to do music, because that is one skill that I have already. And I'm good at that also. And it gives me satisfaction also. And plus, my mood will be also much better than working in that environment. And all these thoughts were there together. So in a nutshell, this is what happened. So um, I never really thought of the possibility of of it any other way, because it happened only this way.